Hi friends. Come closer. Sit tall. Lift your chin just slightly. Because today we are not shrinking into corners. We are not hiding behind phones. We are not waiting to be invited into conversations. Today we spread our wings. Today we talk about Barbie's tips for being a social butterfly sparkles. And let me tell Vose something. Right now a social butterfly is not born. She is built. Built through courage. Built through awareness. Built through tiny daily decisions that most people are too afraid to make. Being a social butterfly is not about talking nonstop. It is about circulating energy. It is about moving through rooms the way Barbie moves through the dream house gracefully, intentionally, confidently. Most people enter a room hoping someone will approach them. Vose enters a room prepared to approach others. That shift alone changes your entire aura. Let's exaggerate this into real life. You walk into a birthday party where you know only one person. Instead of clinging to them all night, Vose set a mission. Tonight, I will meet 3 new people. Clear target. Clear action. You walk up to someone near the snack table. Smile. Hi, how do you know the host? Simple. Elegant. Effective. At work conferences, instead of sitting in the back silently, you choose a seat near the center. Visible. Engaged. Present. After the talk, you approach the speaker. That insight about leadership really resonated with me. Specific praise sparks real conversation. At the gym, you don't just wear headphones as armor. You remove one earbud. You make eye contact. You say, "We're both committed this week, huh?" Shared effort builds instant rapport. In elevators, instead of staring at the floor, you say, "Feels like Monday already." Light humor lowers walls. At weddings, you rotate tables between courses. You don't stay glued to one group. You float. Like wings. You introduce yourself confidently. "Hi, I'm glad we're at the same table." At networking events, you do not ask boring questions. You ask energy questions. What excites you most about what you're building? Excitement fuels engagement. Engagement fuels memory. Memory builds influence. At coffee shops, you compliment sincerely. "I love your laptop stickers, they're creative." Small sparks create long conversations. In classrooms or workshops, you participate early. Raise your hand once within the first 10 minutes. Visibility establishes presence. Presence builds recognition. At social gatherings, you position yourself in open spaces, not corners. Open body language invites approach. Crossed arms repel opportunity. When someone new enters the room, you notice immediately. You are the first to greet them. "Hi, I don't think we've met yet." Confidence grows through repetition. At work lunches, instead of sitting with the same colleagues every day, you rotate. Expand your circle deliberately. At family gatherings, you sit next to someone you rarely talk to. Ask about their passions. At community events, volunteer to help organize. Being useful increases social exposure. Exposure increases comfort. Comfort builds charisma. When someone tells a story, you react expressively. Lean in. Laugh genuinely. Ask follow-up questions. Energy multiplies energy. If there's awkward silence, you step in lightly. "So what's something exciting happening this month?" Prepared prompts eliminate fear. In professional meetings, you learn names quickly. Use them naturally. Names personalize influence. At social events, you remember details. You mentioned you love photography. "How's that going?" Memory makes you unforgettable. When you feel nervous, you don't retreat. You anchor physically. Feet grounded. Breath steady. Shoulders relaxed. Physiology shapes perception. At public speaking moments, even small ones, you volunteer first occasionally. Courage compounds. At dinner parties, you help the host. Refill drinks. Clear plates. Movement creates interaction opportunities. When 2 groups seem disconnected, you bridge them. You both love traveling, you should compare stories. Connectors become central figures. In digital spaces, you engage intentionally. Comment thoughtfully. Send voice notes. Celebrate milestones. Digital butterflies exist too. At bookstores, Ask strangers for recommendations. At parks, compliment someone's dog. At airports, start light conversation about destinations. Every location is a stage. Every moment is a chance. When someone rejects conversation or seems uninterested, you don't crumble. You pivot gracefully. Nice chatting with you. Resilience keeps wings intact. At celebrations, you dance. Even slightly. Even imperfectly. Freedom attracts attention. When meeting influential people, you don't overimpress. You stay curious. Curiosity is charming. At volunteer events, introduce yourself to coordinators. Visibility builds network. At alumni gatherings, reconnect boldly. It's been too long, how have you grown? Growth-focused dialogue creates depth.